Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me today, where I'm going to walk you through The Mouse and the Motorcycle, our brand new novel study here at Rabbit Trails. And I am so excited to show you inside of this, to show you what to expect inside of a lesson, to show you everything that goes with it. So let's jump right into it. So this novel study is 10 lessons long. And if you are unfamiliar with Rabbit Trails, all of our curriculum has lessons that are designed to take 2 weeks each to do. So this will, on average, take you about 20 weeks to get through. You can, of course, do what you want with it. I'll talk about the sample schedule here in a minute, but you call the shots in your homeschool. So if you want to do this in one semester, you can do that. If you want to spread it out over a full school year, you can do that. You call the shots and you're able to make it however you want as far as length goes. So this is for elementary ages. That means that it is not grade level specific. It can be used for any elementary age. And so there are language arts concepts inside, which I will read off for you. But you can make it work for your homeschool. So if you have a first grader and a fourth grader, can they use it together? Absolutely. So you're able to use it across any ages that are elementary ages and make it work inside your homeschool at their grade level. So the different language arts concepts that are covered inside of this, first lesson is an author study on Beverly Cleary. The next lesson is onomatopoeias, writing numbers, similes, interjections, prepositional phrases, adverbs, alliteration, conjunction, and protagonists. So you will be walked through all of those different language arts concepts. What makes our novel studies different is it isn't just reading the novel and then having a bunch of comprehension questions. It is an actual language arts curriculum. So you can use this as your standalone language arts curriculum if you would like in your homeschool. You do not need to do another one where you're learning different parts of speech on top of this. There's going to be opportunities for hands-on activities. There's opportunities for copy work. There's opportunities for vocabulary. It is pretty thorough, my friends, so you're able to use this as the language arts in your homeschool if you choose to. So let me walk you through one of our lessons. Let me flip it open here. So actually, first off, you need to know what books you're going to need. Obviously, you need The Mouse and the Motorcycle. You can use any copy of this. They are all the same on the inside. The covers are going to differ. This is the one that we have, and I love the colors. It is obviously what inspired my cover art that I have. And so if you have a different copy that has a different cover, that is fine. They are all the same on the inside. So you can grab a copy of The Mouse and the Motorcycle. You will also want to grab a copy of Just Like Beverly, because like I said, that first lesson is about the author, Beverly Cleary. And so this is a picture book about her life that you will want for that lesson. So let me actually flip to the second lesson so that we're on a lesson about the book and not about Beverly Cleary herself. And so you will see whatever chapters you're supposed to read will be there on your little lesson label there. So if you are unfamiliar with Rabbit Trails, all of our curriculum across all subjects are laid out the same. So if you are familiar, then you'll know exactly what to expect as I walk through this. So first we have our lesson. That is where that language arts concept, so if this one's on onomatopoeias, that's what's going to be explained here so your child learns what an onomatopoeia is. There might be instructions to do stuff in their journal to go along with that part of speech. Whatever it is, it'll tell you exactly what to do here. Next is our copy work. And our copy work, if we are able to, will have those different parts of speech inside of it. Like in this case, there is vroom, vroom, bang, crash, which are onomatopoeias, right? And so that they're able to use that as copy work to really solidify what that part of speech is, as well as also handwriting practice. We also have a Bible verse for copy work and a Bible lesson so that that verse can be tied into whatever it is that's happening in the story, because we don't want Bible verses there just for the sake of having Bible verses. We want them to have some meaning. And so there's that short Bible lesson to tie that verse into what you are doing. Next, we have our Some Fun page. And so this is just a fun activity. Usually they're hands-on. Sometimes they're on paper like this one. And it's something to just have fun and to bring that story to life. Next, we have our 2-page spread here. We have our rabbit trails and our library list page. So this will be different stories that somehow tie into what is happening in the book. So this is a lot of fun in our novel studies because these books may not be related to each other in any way, but they're related to what's happening inside of that story. And so I really love our different books, and we usually put an explanation with them as well in our novel studies. All of our other units, we don't need to do that because if you're learning about grasshoppers in our bug curriculum, obviously the books are going to be about grasshoppers, right? So in our novel studies, the books are all going to be so different and be on different topics that are going to somehow tie into what's happened in those chapters. So it's a lot of fun to really go down that rabbit trail in that way. And then there's also a video suggestion as well, so that you can go even further in a different way in your novel study. And then the last thing we have is our More Ideas page. This is where you're going to get your vocabulary suggestions. There might be more activities to do at that part of speech that you're learning about. There will be more hands-on activities. There might be a suggested poetry to read. All kinds of different things here, guys. This is where we're going to be tying in other subjects and just really throwing out more ideas for you to explore to make this novel study just a super rich, well-rounded curriculum. And so that's what each lesson is going to look like. On top of our unit here, we also have a companion journal available. And this is where you can put all of your work that you're doing. So all of that copy work, anything that is done on paper, like in that Some Fun, it showed the paper where you can do the actual activity. You can do all of this in a regular notebook if you want, but all of this inside of the journal has a spot for everything. And so you're not going to be losing stuff. When my kids use regular notebooks, they'll use regular notebooks for like all different subjects inside of one notebook, and it's a huge mess. This keeps it all nice and neat and tidy so you know where everything is. And so there's a lesson page so they can sketch or write something about that lesson. Like I said, there's a spot for the copy work. There is also a spot for that Bible copy work as well. There is a spot for this Some Fun was to write the sound word poster. So you can do that right on here. You don't have to have a separate sheet of paper or a different poster. There is a spot for notes about the video that you watched. There's a spot for notes about the different books that are suggested. And there are spots for all of the different More Ideas. No matter what they are, everyone has a page for you to do. This one even has a little spot to make a little booklet, and it has a pocket that you can glue onto the other side so you can have that little booklet right inside and not lose it. I love that. So that is what you get. We also have scripture cards available to go along with all the different Bible verses. I don't have those printed in front of me, but you can also purchase those from our website as well. If you want to use the different Bible verses as memory work on top of copy work, if you want to have those scripture cards there for their copy work instead of copying out of the curriculum, if you just want them to hang on your fridge, hang in your schoolroom, whatever you want, they are just super cute cards to go along with the curriculum as well, and super inexpensive to make it a fun add-on for you guys. So I think that is it. Actually, no, very important piece of information. Oh my goodness, how did I forget this? There's a sample lesson for you guys to do, because I never want to say, hey, buy this and not give you a sample, because as homeschoolers, I get it. It's hard to choose, and I want you to go in knowing what you are getting. So on our webpage, which I will put down in the description, you can see a full sample lesson so that you can try it out for yourself, or you can just read through it and say, yes, it is everything that I just walked through. So you're able to see what that lesson looks like up close and what all is included there. There's also a sample schedule. So like I said, you call the shots, right? You don't have to follow any specific schedule for this. But I also understand as a homeschooler, you're used to a table of contents. You might be used to having a curriculum tell you, do this Monday, do this Tuesday, do this Wednesday. So I made a sample schedule for you that would fit a 5-day school week, so that you can see how a lesson would be laid out over 2 weeks if you were to do it 5 days a week, both of those weeks. Obviously, if you're like, but I only want to do it 3 days a week, you would just pull one of those things over to the one of the other days, and then you could see how it would be laid out in that way too. So you call the shots, but I wanted to give you guys that sample schedule so you can see how it might look laid out that way. Now I think that's actually it. So you guys can hop on over to our website. You can grab Mouse the Motorcycle. Guys, this is such a sweet unit. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun. Boys or girls, doesn't matter. Your kids are going to have a blast with this one, and I'm really excited to get it into your hands. So go ahead, check out the link below, and you can see that sample lesson, that sample schedule, and all of the different concepts your kids will learn right on the website, because that's what I've been reading off of if you saw me looking over. So all that information is right there for you guys. So this is it. Mouse the Motorcycle. Thanks so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.